march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
From the water table to our soils to the atmosphere itself, our world is becoming more and more toxic each and every day. But it's not just the air outside that's toxic. Indoor air has been shown to have 2 to 5 times higher concentrations of pollutants than even outdoor air. And most Americans spend 90% of their time inside using toxic chemicals within their homes. There are more than 42 million smokers in the United States. Well over 1,000 types of mold and mildew linked to numerous conditions. And don't forget the fact that 6 million Americans live with pets they're allergic to as well. When I began to research these statistics, it was clear to me it was time to start cleansing my lungs in order to combat the toxic environment that we cannot escape, but that we can fight back against. Made with organic and wild cultivated herbs and manufactured in the USA, the new InfoWars Life Lung Cleanse is here in a convenient spray bottle that can be brought with you throughout any toxic environment. Now available exclusively at InfoWarsLife.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139. When cells become toxic, they die early and aging sets in. No one has put together a formula that focuses directly on brain health, nerve growth factors, and optimizing your cellular energy at the same time. Just one of the key compounds, BioPQQ, is backed by major clinical studies. You want the best that's out there at the lowest price anywhere? We now have the synergistic solution. Secure your DNA force today at InfoWarsLife.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139.
The average person's life is filled with unexpected challenges. Unlock the energy it takes to defeat these daily beasts with super male or super female vitality, specifically designed to assist the body in regulating proper hormone balance to create superior vitality in males and females. Supercharge and conquer your world at InfoWarsLife.com or call 1-888-253-3139.
For all of recorded history, civilizations around the world praised the health benefits of silver. At InfoWars Life, our mission is to bring you the highest quality, purest, cleanest, effective colloidal silver on the market today for the lowest price available. You don't have to be a doctor to know. The fall and winter months are the most dangerous time of year in North America when it comes to you and your family's health. InfoWarsLife.com is very excited to announce our biggest run yet of Silver Bullet colloidal silver, exclusively available at InfoWarsLife.com. Now, InfoWarsLife.com has taken colloidal silver to the next level using a cutting-edge technique that is free of toxic artificial additives. Now more than ever, it's important to stock up on high-quality Silver Bullet from InfoWarsLife.com. No survival chest is complete without Silver Bullet. Secure your Silver Bullet today at InfoWarsLife.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139. Silver Bullet.
Listening to an Infowars.com frontline report. It's Alex Jones.
I wasn't sure it was going to be ready today, but they have basically completed the report. So we're going to break it today here on the radio/TV broadcast, Infowars Live, instead of tonight during extended 3-hour live coverage of the State of the Union. And that is a story that was only picked up on in some trade publications and some governmental publications that contractors use to look for bids. You cannot make up how over the top the information is that we're going to break in the third hour. And Joe Biggs wanted to illustrate it. And so I let him do it because he's the guy that, basically ferreted out the news. It deals with veterans. So he also illustrates, basically what's going on. But it is just over the top. And then we're going to continue our investigation, basically undercover on this into the future. But it deals with the death panels of the veterans and how they're on the death panels and who decides who gets care and who doesn't. And I was sitting there last night looking at all these documents, and I actually began pinching myself like I was dreaming. I mean, I didn't really think I was dreaming, but I caught myself pinching myself thinking, is this a dream? This is so evil. And it just goes on, and it's just put out there like it's blasé and no big deal. We go celebrate veterans. We go celebrate the archetypal warrior, the Chris Kyles, the Audie Murphys. And then we treat them worse than we would treat a dog. If humans can't be treated as good as an animal, we're in deep trouble. So we're going to be airing that at the start of the 3rd hour today. I'm going to just leave it at that until we get to it, and I'm going to intro it. Then Anthony Gucciardi is going to be joining us in studio with some breaking news. I'll be honest with you, I'm not even looking forward, even though it'll be powerful radio and informative, to talking to Bill Ayers next hour. Because I want to be polite and classy, but at the same time, knowing, and I'm going to have to sit there and listen to him shovel BS in my direction and in your direction is nauseating. Obama is to deliver his State of the Union tonight, obviously. And I'm going to talk some about that with Bill Ayers. Obama is a fraud within a fraud. He claims he's this free market guy, but then tells his constituents he's basically a commie. He's going to deliver them all these free goods. And then what he delivers them is select corporate welfare to supplement their wages to work for these globalist combines who are busy deindustrializing and consolidating the economy. Insurance companies in the last 2 years, as we reported from the Japan Times and from the Davos Forum, have had their profits go up almost 50%. What was it? 47% from Obamacare alone. Global insurance companies, the rape job of doubling or tripling prices, brought to you by a commie. Not a commie. Commie is their cover. Landing in giant planes with red carpets saying you can't have air conditioning or a car. Oh, we're going to have carbon taxes and transfer wealth to the poor people. You get the actual plan. It's basically doubling taxes on poor people worldwide. A veritable death sentence for people who spend half their money, their discretionary income, on food. What happens when you double the taxes on them? They starve to death. 30 million people a year, half of them children, it's estimated by the WHO at the UN, starve to death. And when you get the Planned Parenthood documents, when you get the Roe v. Wade, that just came out, the lawyer that lives here in town, the actual woman that had the abortion, the actual woman who was in the case of Roe v. Wade, you know, is now a Christian and has repented. But the lawyer who lives right here in Austin, who got it through, she was in the news last week with her letters to the president at the time, talking about we've got to get rid of all these poor people. Just like Margaret Sanger said, we've got to kill all these black people. I mean, I'm just so sick of it. I'm so sick of knowing the facts, knowing the players, being informed, knowing their end game. Here's some of our past articles dealing with X-rays that's now in USA Today, shifting gears back into what I was covering earlier in more detail. New York National Guard units scanned vehicles for gun confiscation. Wednesday, July 7th, 2010. PrisonPlanet.com, Paul Joseph Watson. Police to get X-ray scanner for vehicle inspections and public safety. June of 2014, just to show that it's now proliferating. DHS to X-ray scan Americans at border checkpoints. 2012. TSA invades roads and highways with Viper checkpoints and X-ray systems. 2011. TSA to roll out covert surveillance vans with X-rays and systems to see through walls. 2013. And these are just stuff the last 3 or 4 years. I made 4 police state films. I know 2 of them, made in 2000, 2003, show this very scanner that USA Today has in their article today that is a very primitive one. So deciphering that, getting the rest of the story, as Paul Harvey would say, good day, the full story is they're rolling out that this is going to be used everywhere, and they show you on the news the most primitive one that just shows a basic human shape through walls, and the police can argue, hey, we're going after somebody, you know, that's shooting at us or whatever. This is a good way to know where they're at so we don't get killed. Makes perfect sense. But this is being rolled out in private corporate systems, governmental systems. It's in satellites now. They've got basically sound wave technology and other systems, radar systems that are so sensitive they shoot through the walls, resonate back. That's why Microsoft Kinect admits they can see through up to 8 walls and people up to 400 yards away with an Xbox Kinect. That was 3 years ago that rolled out. And hackers and people demonstrated it by capturing the video feed of it. Kinect is spying on you. And again, scroll back up. I'll show folks that publication. Mainstream news, Gizmodo, the Washington Post, they're all reporting that. LazyGamer.net. We were the first to tell you this. And it's not, hey, we were first. It's, hey, it really gets old reporting on something 15 years before it's admitted, because by the time they admit it, they're 10, 15 years ahead and have already got helicopters looking through your wall. The Xbox Kinect can look at the pores on your skin and biometrically recognizes you and your voice. And this is being rolled out on the new smart TVs everywhere. Remember 3 years ago, the head of the CIA, Petraeus, CIA chief, will spy on you through your dishwasher. I go on other radio and TV shows and I mention this and they laugh at me. I was on British radio a few years ago and in studio, and they began laughing at me. See, it's so funny. I'm like, hey, even Petraeus admits that they're watching you through your dishwasher. Ha, that's ridiculous. But see, then it all comes out and, oh, well, that's acceptable now. They don't want this intel known until it's already widespread, until it's ubiquitous, until the technology is in place, because they know you're then comfortable with the Samsung or with the Sharp or with every major brand is now putting in their terms of service data collected off this platform will be given, can and will be given to third parties for marketing and other reasons. And by turning this on and with your purchase, you accept. Click here for the system to work. You can't turn it off in the settings. Samsung went further 4 months ago, as I keep mentioning. There's the headline. Samsung Smart TV records, quote, personal conversations and sends them to third parties. Company's new privacy policy causes consternation. Paul Joseph Watson, November of last year. Because they say in their terms of service, watch what you say. We've got audio and video. We're just supposed to accept this now. This is how Orwellian it is. And I'm going to do this myself. Or if any of the crew's bold enough and wants to do it, we need to get this done. That's why I hired a big crew or bigger crew, so we can actually carry out all these ideas, because I can't get them all done. We need to just go to people's doors. And then once they find out the truth, we just get them to sign a waiver and agree to it. That's how you get around the privacy issue. That's how they do it with the hidden TV cameras. Because a lot of folks will understand, they'll end up being aware of what's happening, and then we'll say, yeah, it's for TV. Is it all right if we use this? Or we can just blur their faces. We need to go to people's doors and go, hey, we're here from television, InfoWars, and we'd like to plant cameras in your house, and we'd like to watch and listen to everything you do, and then give it to third parties and sell that data. And they'll say, get off my porch, you're crazy. And I'll say, but here's the policy report by Samsung. Do you have Samsung products? All their products for 2 years now have this, and if they're hooked into the internet as a, quote, smart TV, they're watching everything you're doing. And they'll say, you're crazy. And I'll say, no, here it is. They'll read it and I'll say, yeah, we did this to illustrate what's happening.